Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you called it. Big I would have
Running
loved
back.
the Steelers to get him.
Kick it with my
From
homies,
LSU, man.
only true ones,
Edwards-Helaire,
no
little 22.
phonies. My life real sweet like
5'8",
Tony
ball.
Montana.
Bigger Darren
Frost the
Sproles.
flakes with the tiger. And ladies, say hi to the kings of this output.
Hey. Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome to the Spiel Sports Talk Show. 2020 NFL Draft just got done for the first place on the internet to give you post-draft reactions right here on the Spiel. Let's say hello to my guests tonight. I got Scuba Steve. I got Real Sports Guru.
What's up? What's good, everybody? Hope you enjoyed the draft night, virtual draft night, if you watched it.
Yeah, that was really weird. With virtual draft, you don't really have, people there in person, giving the jersey
Used to being
and
out
hat.
at the bar, like having a few brews, getting some wings, man. Obviously, we miss all that, but it's not the same, man. So, but still, Guru with your team in the draft. It's not the same for us. The Steelers don't have a pick, but it was a big night for you.
Yeah, man. Ravens with championship aspirations. We needed to get we needed a guy in the first round to round out our squad. We got to have a good draft. We have a bunch of draft picks. We have a bunch of empty spots on the team, and we're just trying to build a young team ready to win the Super Bowl. Honestly, I like who we got with Queen. I think he was, in my opinion, he was the best linebacker for us. I think he was top of our board. We could have gotten a wide receiver if one of the top guys ended up falling, but they all ended up going where they belong. So
the top 6 were gone already.
Yeah, so I mean, we stayed where we were going to be, and I think we got the right guy.
Sound like the Ravens general manager or VP of playing personnel giving the press conference right now. Like,
we got the right
he's
guy.
got championship aspirations. I think we got the right guy. He was the best guy on our board. And no, that was really.
I mean that's how I feel. Like, I love this team.
You got a champion. You said you have championship aspirations. You got a champion, straight out of LSU.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's a stud. I don't know. I don't watch a ton of college football, but I watched a lot of his highlights because he was high on the board for the Ravens, as well as some other linebackers and things. And I watched some of his tape. I mean, the dude, he flies around the field. As long as he can do some things in coverage, I think he'll be for the squad. Coverage is going to be tough.
I mean, the guy runs a 4.5. It looks like so.
I mean, he's fast.
Fast guy.
We're building a fast team, so like I can't wait till tomorrow and the next day.
Scary
I mean, they'll probably use him as a blitzer too. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, we blitz from everywhere. So yeah.
The guy's 6'1", 229.
He's small. He's like a Shazier type, but not quite as fast. We'll see if he has the impact.
Yeah, we talked about Shazier so much in the last one.
Oh, that's crazy.
We talked about Shazier for a smooth like 30 minutes.
I don't even want to even delve into that one.
No, we're not. No, not tonight.
Quit. No one's here to defend that side. But but how about let's talk about some of the bigger names that came off the board early on. I think everyone was expecting Burrow. Chase Young, I think, had a 99 grade draft grade or something like that, or near perfect, and only a handful of players have ever I think tested that high. I think Patrick Peterson and some other guys.
Best pass rush prospect since Clowney, at least, right?
At least
in the last 10 years.
So let's start from the top. And especially since this is the AFC North show, basically, how do you envision Joe Burrow making an impact on this team on day one with the Bengals?
He's gonna get beat up.
I'm not worried about Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he went to the wrong division to
the wrong team in the wrong division. We talk about the Bengals a lot on this show, and we always say we'll talk about them when they win a playoff game. And we'll see if he does that. I mean, my man Lamar Jackson ain't won a playoff game yet, and that's the MVP of the league right there. So we'll talk about Joe Burrow once he gets to the league. And he's a great college quarterback in a great system with a great team of fucking all kind of NFL star wide receivers and O-line running backs who just got taken in the first round. So we'll see how he does.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's obviously a great prospect coming in, but the divisional games probably won't be the highlights of his season. He came to a tough division with three really, really good defenses in all three teams. Three good, just solid teams. I mean, I don't know. His squad is kind of trash. So I'll see what they do in the draft.
You better hope AJ Green is healthy.
You better hope AJ stays.
You better hope he wants to play with him. That's what he should. I mean, in theory,
he should be more excited than Dalton. I think Dalton, they have that relationship.
If he's a better Dalton, then Dalton's gotten into the playoffs, but has he won a game in the playoffs? We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
feel for the kid. He's gonna be. It'll be trial by fire in the first year. Their offensive line is garbage too. Like,
well, does he have the athleticism in the next level to kind of get away?
Athletic as hell. Yeah, he's a great player, and he's got a great arm, great poise in the pocket, great, motion, everything you want out of a quarterback. He looks a lot like a polished NFL quarterback in there, and he does remind you a little bit. But obviously, he moves better. But he reminds you of him with his stature and like the way I think he throws the ball in the pocket. But he's not going to be like Tom Brady career. I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, if he went to a different team, I would probably think, yeah, he's got a great shot. Rookie of the year, it'd be great. But I don't see it there. And here's what else I'm going to say. I'm going to segue us into the next player that you might want to talk about, or one of them, and that's, I think, my boy Tua. Going to the Dolphins could not be a better fit. I think that he's going to be the one to turn that franchise around. They're going to be a playoff contender. Maybe not right away this year, but within 2 or 3 years for a while now. And he's going to be a better NFL quarterback than Joe Burrow.
I think he's got a good opportunity, especially because there's no Brady left in the division. Man, that's the biggest opportunity.
Wide open. That changed the whole NFL, the whole landscape. NFC is just so much tougher than the AFC now. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's insane. The AFC is real weak. I mean, he doesn't have a terrible division. I mean, Buffalo's good. I think they're good.
I think they're really good. I think their team to be.
At least their defense is really
Super Bowl
good.
champs are in the AFC. Chiefs are in the AFC still. Denver got really good. If we want to talk, man, draft picks I love is Jerry Jeudy to the Broncos. 15. What a slip that is, because people were concerned about his knee. And the main thing I want to talk about too, I know I'm kind of flying through here. The time we have Henry Ruggs, the first receiver off the board, number 12 to the Raiders. Of course, the Raiders take the speedy, fastest receiver.
The fast guy. They don't take the more.
I think first receiver, not the more polished receiver. I think it's a mistake. I think he's going to be a star probably. And I think Judy and Lamb are definitely going to be stars. And Lamb to the Cowboys now. They have him and Amari. Watch out. That's going to be a problem. They're both going for over 1,000 yards this year. I'll tell you that right now. CeeDee Lamb, one of my favorite receivers I've ever watched play in college football and coming to the draft. I thought him and Judy were both for sure surefire stars right off the bat. We'll see about Ruggs. He's got crazy speed. He's going to be like the second fastest receiver in the league after Tyreek Hill probably at this point.
So going back to Tua, he kind of, people were worried, I guess, about his health. I think the AFC East is a division where he can kind of stay healthy. It's not too rough. I think Tom Brady played in that division for over a decade and was only out a couple of, that one season where he blew out his knee, and that wasn't against the AFC East opponent. So I think and maybe he'll be able to, make through that hip injury that he suffered in college. So what do you think about the Herbert pick then for the Chargers, moving on from Phillip Rivers?
I mean, they needed to get a quarterback, and they were in a position to get a guy at 6. and Herbert was the best available quarterback left. I think they would have liked Tua. I want to believe they tried to trade up and maybe get Tua at like 4. If the Giants wanted to move back. But regardless, I think Herbert. I mean, he's all right. I haven't seen like a ton of stuff on him. But it'll be interesting to see what he does for the Chargers. I mean, he's got great weapons out there with Keenan Allen and re-signing Eckler. I think he's put into a good opportunity. I'll see. I want to see how they build around him. Their defense is good. I mean, he's going into like a pretty good team, so it's going to be interesting to see what he's going to be able to do with those guys. But I think he was the third best quarterback on the board, and I think that he was picked where he had to be picked in that sense.
I agree with you, and yeah, I mean, if you're a team needing a quarterback, which they are, can't really pass on him there. But it's just a situation where, I mean, he's going to be hit or miss. I think it's like there were no real surefire great quarterbacks in this draft, which is very rare to have. People think Joe Burrow is maybe, but I think the Bengals, him being there, is what hurts it the most. If he was going to be a great quarterback, I don't think he'll be one there. Might have been one elsewhere, but yeah, I just think you can get there's just so many like better talents on the board than a guy like Herbert, but need of a quarterback is it's the right pick, I guess, at that stage. And they had another draft pick at 23. They took an inside linebacker, Kenneth Murray out of Oklahoma. It seems like he's a good fit, good player for them. I mean, the Chargers, like you said, they got talent. You just got to put together. Maybe Phillip Rivers wasn't the answer. Maybe Melvin Gordon wasn't the answer. They're gone now. See what they can do now, but I don't know. I don't think they're one of the top teams in the AFC. I do think one of the biggest improvements this offseason of any team in the AFC is the Broncos with that Judy pick and Melvin Gordon. I think they're a team to watch for in making the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I had high hopes for them last year, but at the quarterback position, they're all over the place. So.
Locke is a guy that's so interesting. I don't know if I want to like him or not. He likes to rap cheesy on the sidelines, and it's kind of, I don't know, a little bit, I don't know, toolsy a little bit. But he's a decent player. He wins games, I guess. I mean, I don't think he's anything special or spectacular, but just hand the ball off to Gordon a lot, and they play good defense there, and throw it to Judy and Sutton. I mean, that's another.
Sutton is my guy.
That's another duo.
That's my fantasy guy.
They're both. I mean, Judy might eat into his targets. Who knows? That's another duo that I think could go for 1,000 yards. There's a lot of duos. Mike Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders. That's another one that I'm calling. There's gonna be a lot of duos going for 1,000 yards receiving each this year. I'd say Mike Thomas and Sanders with the Saints. The boys in Tampa for sure. I mean, it's like who's gonna get it? It's gonna be Godwin and Evans if they're healthy, probably. If not, Gronk will probably step in and take more targets. Saints, Mike Thomas and Sanders. Cowboys, Lamb and Amari, and now the Broncos with Courtland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. A lot of scary duos.
Well, when the Ravens get Antonio Brown, Antonio Brown's going for 1,000.
Be a scary thing. Him and Hollywood.
I think he's gonna come to the Ravens.
No, you really believe that? That's for another day. Talk about.
I don't want to talk about it, but I think it's gonna be a thing, and I hate it.
You hate it? We'll see.
Well, I mean, it might be good.
Just because him working out with Lamar and stuff. I mean, that's
no one's gonna pick him up. Baltimore would be willing to.
I just don't even think you need him. You just need.
I don't think we need him either.
Better defense, what you're getting.
Well, you're talking about Tampa Bay. I think they got one of the steals of the draft with Christian Wirfs, the tackle. I thought Wirfs was worth like a top 10 pick, and he ended up dropping to Tampa Bay at 13. They traded up and they picked him up. So they're trying to protect Brady. I think that's like one of their most important things for them. Is to protect Brady, because that man he's an old man and he's worked their entire season. Everything they've done is for Brady, so they better protect him.
See,
Yeah.
man.
I was speaking of wide receivers. What do we think of Lamb going to the Cowboys and helping
Love
out
it. I'm
Dak?
saying, I mean, him and Amari.
That was a
they've been-
Cowboys kind of pick.
Yeah, I knew he was going there. I had a really strong feeling. If he wasn't, he would have gone to the Eagles. The Eagles settled for Rieger, who's great, going to be great too from TCU. I just don't think he's on the level of Judy or Lamb, who are going to be Pro Bowlers year one, I think. But Rieger is probably a potential future Pro Bowler, and Ruggs. And Justin Jefferson, number 22 to the Vikings. That's a great pick. That's a guy who I wish could have somehow slipped to the second round. I mean, he's going to be great. And like the one thing I wanted to mention is, I guess, my favorite receivers that aren't on the board that maybe will still be there for the Steelers at 49, which is what pick 17 in round 2 tomorrow, would be T. Higgins from Clemson. Big, strong guy, not the fastest, but jump ball specialist, knows how to win, knows how to play physical. And if not him, KJ Hamler. I hate to say it, out of Penn State, man. Happy Valley. They produce some good football players nowadays. Saquon Barkley, number one of them, but KJ Hamler is the most exciting player to come out of there since then for sure, and he is
5'9"
like
guy.
a small. What's that?
He's a smaller guy.
Smaller guy, 5'9" or something, like a slightly smaller, slightly slower Tyreek Hill, and if you know anything, like that's pretty high praise. Like he's that electric and crazy fast. And him and Higgins are the guys to watch in the second round of receivers that I would love to fall.
What did you think about the Jaguars 2 picks? Because I think they got maybe the best first round in
The Jaguars?
Yeah.
That's first round.
They selected C.J. Henderson, 9, cornerback out of Florida, and then they traded up and got Clavon Chasen from LSU at 20, which is insane.
I like Chasen. Yeah, he fell.
He's at a really high rate.
Yeah, I don't know that much about Henderson. A big corner, the average length, was best in man-to-man coverage, outstanding time, speed, and easy speed on tape. Doesn't have to stress, stay in stride running with receivers. You just never know with cornerbacks, man. Except for Okuda. I mean, number 3 overall. You know what the Lions are getting there. Future star. He's a first year All-Pro, Pro Bowl guy. He's going to be top 5 corner in the league right off the bat if you've seen him play his technique. He's a guy that I love that pick, and I don't know. We'll see about Henderson. Like you said, the Jags. That's the other team that I would expect to be that good.
A lot of DBs got drafted in the first.
Yeah.
I think a lot of tackles, a lot more DBs than I thought, and a lot more tackles than I thought were gonna get drafted. There were a ton of tackles in the first round.
Yeah, people are trying to bolster their offensive line.
That's what the Steelers might need, isn't it?
Yeah, second round offensive lineman.
Isaiah Simmons, I mean, that's an interesting pick too to the Cardinals. Such a freak athlete, 6'4", 238, 4.39 40 as like a linebacker / safety. Would automatically be like the biggest safety in the NFL.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about
in the NFL. You didn't know anything about him?
I didn't know anything about him until he got drafted.
Are you serious? He's freaking insane. So
he's insane.
Yo, the interception he had, like, I think it was against Ohio State in the college football semifinal, if you could pull that up. He lines up in coverage. He can play cornerback. He's 6'4", 238. He can play slot corner. And then he'll pick it off and take it to the house. He runs like, I mean, he's like a Calvin Johnson type is what he reminds me of as far as physical, unseen specimen at his size and speed. But he's playing defense. And that's the thing. A lot of teams figured he's not a plug and play guy, and they didn't know if there's a spot for him in the NFL. But I would think there definitely is. Number 8 overall, the Cardinals. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, no, when he got drafted, they showed like some highlights of his. Insane. So I ended up looking up like a bunch of stuff on him. And
yeah,
that dude's amazing. I was like, oh my god.
Clemson produces some players, man. If it weren't for LSU program, they're just as good of a program. Obviously Alabama too, but yeah, I mean, the Cardinals. That's what I was gonna say. Other than the Broncos, I think the Cardinals maybe the best offseason. DeAndre Hopkins, and then this draft pick, and then who else did they add? I mean, there's someone else they added. but they're maybe a playoff team with Kyler in their offense. Kyler, Fitz, Hopkins.
I mean, I think Kyler did a good job last year with the team. They kept
Yeah,
them
he
in
looks
games.
like a guy that could take a leap in year 2, I think. But he also looks like a guy that could just maybe, I don't know, maybe he just might be too small.
Kyler is tiny.
I hate to say it, Kyler. Like, there's no way he's 5'10". He might be this.
He's got to be like 5'7" and a half.
5'8.5". Yeah, like I'll give him 5'8.5". Like he might be like my height, bro. Like, come on, he's not taller than me.
He's small.
He's like our height. He's not so good player though. Really good player. Could lead them to the playoffs. That's my. If I had to pick teams, obviously, I mean it's easy picks from what they did. I guess if I had to pick the teams that didn't make the playoffs, and one in each league that didn't make the playoffs to make it this year. I mean, I guess the Bucs.
Yeah.
It'd be the Broncos in the AFC for sure. Would it be the Bucs or the Cardinals in the AFC? I guess the Bucs. Maybe both.
Yeah, maybe both.
Can we? Because then we transition that to the Bucs. See who they signed, man. Who they signed to add to this super team that they've somehow established with Bruce Arians down in Tampa.
Yeah, so it looks like they were able to. Tom Brady worked some magic and got his old buddy Rob Gronkowski to come down there, and we figured that he was retired and was a
video where he sounds the horn
non-factor.
signal. You see that, guys? I know you guys saw that, right?
I saw that video. Was that like a real video? Did that happen in the past, or is this like a new thing?
This just happened for this.
That was a new video? That's
I'm
insane.
almost positive. Yeah.
I thought that was like some past like Patriot stuff.
I don't think so. Either way, it's a great video. I respect it as much as I obviously.
I don't think I've seen the video. I gotta pull it up.
Do you guys think it was a good trade?
Tom Brady's Instagram something. Yeah, if you can add Rob Gronkowski, yeah. I mean, he might get whatever you can get from you, or whatever you can get from him, which might not be a lot. He might get hurt and might have played 4 games and then miss the rest of the season. But if you can have him,
That sounds like
and everyone else on the team, OJ Howard, Cameron Braid. I mean, I don't know who stays in that tight end room. One of them's got to go. But with Godwin and Evans,
First thing first, there's no way they keep all 3 tight ends.
No, they gotta get rid of one. Why would
You're gonna have to get rid of Howard.
Keep Braid. I feel like Braid's solid, man. But
Oh, here we go.
I
I
think
got
Braid's
the.
solid too.
make Gronk your starter as long as he's healthy.
Right,
Probably
what is
has a
this?
year off to do well for his body. He's not gonna be the same. Gronk catching 17 touchdowns, but he could catch 8 to 10 at least.
What is this? Gronk?
Yeah.
Let me
I
watch
just
this
think
Gronk
it's just-
Shell video. What is this?
I just think it's.
Yeah.
Did you find the video?
I found it. I'm gonna play it. I'll play it real
Stream.
quick. Yeah, I'll play it real quick.
A little tired, but Gronk reported.
Why does he talk like that? Gronk reporting.
He's like actually exhausted. Like he's like sweating balls there. But yeah, that was funny.
That's a
Yeah, I
great
just think that the Bucs got fleeced in the trade. How do you trade a 4th round draft pick for Gronk?
4th? I would do it.
That's-
I mean, they're trying to win right now.
The Ravens traded a 5th round draft pick for Calais Campbell, who was like
That's also an
Pro Bowl.
amazing upgrade to your defense and team this offseason, which is just, you guys are going to be scary good.
yeah, but the point is that dude's a stud. He played in the NFL last year.
Bill fleeces
Gronk.
people all the time. Yeah.
It's insane.
It is
I
crazy.
think
Like
the
they
price-
were, it was
they
either,
way
like
too much.
they weren't even going to get anything out of him in the 4th. I don't think.
Yo, they could have just said, "Yo, we'll give you a 6th round pick." They're gonna keep him the squad. They're gonna pay him again. No, they're gonna cut him. He wouldn't play anywhere else. Of course, they could have. I don't know. There was like the worst negotiation of all time had to have gone down.
Yeah,
To give him a
man.
4th round draft pick.
I like BA as much as I used to dislike his offense in Pittsburgh, even though we won a Super Bowl with him. I like his attitude and style as a coach, and I don't know. It'll be hard not to root for this Bucs team in a way, man. It's just like kind of a crazy thing that's happening.
I don't want to root for them. I think
I'm
they're
not gonna
be
root for
bad.
them. I'm I'm not gonna root for Brady. Yeah, I would love to see it all crash and burn, but it's just kind of a cool, neat thing. Hopefully, we'll have.
The worst part is like they have a ton of players that I like playing in fantasy football. Like Mike Evans is like one of my guys.
Oh yeah.
Godwin was one of my guys last year.
Oh yeah.
So I usually pick up one of their running backs at some point. Almost every year.
That's my problem. I've always had one of their bad, mediocre running backs. Like, what was his name? Bobby Rainey or
Bobby Rainey.
Ronald Jones the third.
Sounds like a waiver wire pickup.
Bobby Rainey. Crazy.
So you got anything to add?
On the Bucs, I mean, I said most of it about TB12 last week. Yeah. But yeah, about Gronk, I think you hit it right on the nail. It sounds like he'll probably play like 25% of the season. It sounds like a 25% of the snaps during games. They'll manage him. I'm not convinced he's healthy enough to play 16 seasons, but if he can stay healthy enough to play in the playoffs
16 seasons.
I mean,
no.
16 games. I mean, 16 seasons.
He's got to be going on like 10, 11.
Hey, shout out to Push.
He barely made it too.
Hey, thanks a lot for the raid, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we're in the middle of talking about Tom Brady, Tampa Bay Bucs, and his new buddy in Tampa, Rob Gronkowski.
Wait.
What's up?
How many viewers?
83 viewers. Yeah. They rated with 80, and rated with 65. I really appreciate everyone stopping by. This is the Spiel Sports Talk Show, where we just talk about sports. Right now, we're just on NFL postseason. The NFL 2020 draft was on a little bit ago. And thanks a lot, Pushplay. Hey, shout out to Pushplay DJ. Gracie Gaming should follow him.
Record on the stream, man.
Has to be a shout out.
62 people still. Wow.
But yeah, what we were saying, TB12. I think he's gonna be great for him. What's gonna happen to Howard though? They're gonna move him. They're gonna keep him.
They gotta move him.
I think you gotta move him, right?
To the Ravens.
Directly.
He's a stud. They would be foolish. I don't know. I don't know what they do here. I think they keep. Because I think OJ Howard's a stud.
I mean,
Cameron Braid's a stud.
Yeah.
Gronk's not going to play all season.
Reliable. Braid's been more reliable and trustworthy. So
that's because they ran plays for him. They let OJ wasn't running snap. He had no snaps last year.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't throwing the ball.
I thought OJ was going to go off Brady on. So maybe keep him and Gronk, and then you got the studs.
You have the Hernandez, Gronk.
Those are two of the all-time highest physical. On the physical specimen chart of tight ends, there's Gronk and OJ Howard, who's near that.
Yeah, OJ Howard's $3.5 million cap hit next year on that Bucs team, so
he can come to the Ravens. We got extra 4th round pick.
We got a lot of tight ends.
Give it a 4th round pick.
You got rid of Hurst, right?
Yeah, we traded Hurst. We had traded Hurst.
Campbell trade?
Huh?
Was that in the Campbell trade? Or Campbell was just a 5th rounder?
We got him we got him for pretty much a 5th round pick. It was it ended up being Hurst and a 4th round pick for Campbell and a 2nd round pick, something like that.
You have who's your tight end was not Hurst? That's really good. Mark Andrews, Pro Bowler.
Yeah, Pro Bowler.
You don't need OJ.
Yeah, I think OJ is.
What do you mean? We rock out with 3 tight ends.
I know you do. I know. You don't want OJ Howard. You got the one block too, and he doesn't seem to be that big on block.
And we got Nick Boyle. Boyle stays on the team. He just he does a lot of drugs. He ends up getting suspended every year for doing some sort of drugs, but we still love him.
You love him.
We still love him. He's always juicing.
So did they make it to the playoffs? How do they make it to playoffs as a wild card spot? Can they beat the Saints team?
No, the Saints are winning that division. They'll probably make a wild card, but the NFC's so tough. Maybe not. I mean, you got the Vikings and Packers to worry about.
I don't think they make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna maybe go 10-6 and miss the playoffs. I think either of them or the Cardinals, one of them will make it. But then you have the Saints winning that division, I think. You have the Niners winning that. And then you have a team like the Seahawks. And then you have the Vikings and Packers. And then you have
Niners. Yeah.
Are there two teams that can come out of the NFC East, or is it just going to be the champ? I think the NFC East is still always going to be the NFC least. And it's going to be just one team from there. It's going to be... and then the wild cards will come from either the Vikings
or Packers.
The Bucs. Or the Cardinals. Yeah, Vikings/Packers, whoever doesn't win that division. And then you got the Cardinals and /Seahawks. And then the Bucs. Those are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the NFC is tough. It's going to be tough. And whatever happens with the East, Lord knows. I mean, the Eagles aren't going to be good. I don't think they can do it.
No.
It's the Cowboys.
I think it's the Cowboys.
Cowboys might be good.
Cowboys should be good. I think that's how it is every year.
They got to get Dak under contract, right?
Pay that man. Yeah. That man needs like a couple more million to pay his family.
40 million. Isn't he like turning down 40 million or something? Like, what did he turn down?
40 million? Yo,
I don't know if he turned it down. I know he's asking for at least that much.
The fact that people were really like, Joe Flacco won an NFL Super Bowl and people were trashing him for his contract.
That was a horrible contract. Trashing the Ravens.
It was.
It failed. Didn't do anything. He sucked all 6 years of that $120 million. I will never.
The team wasn't good around.
In those figures. 6 years. I was so happy. I was like, dude, glad you guys got your Super Bowl, Guru. I'm happy for you, but yeah, you're not winning another one with the guy. For
you have to pay him that. You have to pay the quarterback.
Yeah, he earned it, sure, I guess, but I would have rather just someone said, Ozzie Newsome or whoever just said, you know what, we're just a business, and I know that Joe Flacco is not as good as he showed in that playoffs, and he was not. Fraudulent.
Well, Quay says Giants is his hot take, making the playoffs. Very, very hot take.
The Giants?
Man, what do we think of their pick, Georgia, the lineman, the piano-playing lineman, Sal? Pull that clip up. You want me to send it?
Yeah.
You saw it, right? It was in the chat. Yeah, it's on Instagram with the steps. Yeah, what's his name? The lineman from Georgia. Andrew Thomas. Is he the first? He's the first lineman taken. He's the first tackle taken. You know he's he's the man. He's got to be a monster if he's the first lineman off the board. And to protect Jones, who I think I like, and Saquon, who I love, obviously. Man, I just wish they still had Odell. I mean, they would have a scary team if they still had Odell. He was trapped in Cleveland. Purgatory.
Alright, so you watched the clip of him playing piano?
Yeah, pull it up. It's actually a really good singer, too. I don't know who that is, singer, but his girl or sister.
Alright, this is Andrew
He's
Thomas.
He's a large man.
Wow, look at his hands. So big.
I think...
Quay says they should have taken the Jets one too. Mekhi Becton? Quay said
Mekhi
Becton, the dude who failed the drug test. He fell for weed. Stay off the weed, duh.
Yo, Mekhi Becton is a large man. Yo, that dude is huge. Did you see his father? Like, you didn't watch the draft.
No.
Yo, his father is probably like just as tall as him and maybe like 100 pounds heavy.
like 400 plus.
He's like every bit of like 6'8", 390 pounds.
Pushing as big as David Baker, Hall of Fame president, dude, who knocks on the doors.
He's like, I have news.
Oh, yeah, that dude's massive.
6'9", 400, bro.
He's like, by the way, you made the Hall of Fame.
Any player off the line.
I'm the Hall of Fame dude, but I'm like real big too.
He looks timeless too. He could be 100 years old for all I know.
When he like Steve Hutchinson, Steve Hutchinson used to bully every defensive lineman in the NFL. and he just like swallowed him whole when he hugged. It's crazy. Can't wait for Faneca to be there next year. But dude, what's gonna happen with the Hall of Fame ceremony? They're not gonna hold it this year.
Yeah.
We might have to push everybody back to next year and do Faneca, Polamalu, Kyler, and who else? Donnie Shell, right? All of them. Well, at least there's 3 of them, but it sucks, man. It was going to be a Steelers parade this year. It's not going to happen. I don't think.
Yeah, they'll probably do. Maybe they'll do a virtual. The NFL like their money.
So weak, though. So weak.
On NFL Network.
The same. Just do it the right way when there's time. When it's time.
The thing is, they can
Push
get
it back.
money.
Yeah, push it back, though. Come on. Do what's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's all NFL talk we want to do today. I wanted to talk about a little MMA just because we had talked about it a little bit last week, and we wanted to wait for Scuba Steve to get here. And
Appreciate you.
I just thought it was hilarious, especially because, you know, we're on the show, Twitch channel. We play Mortal Kombat all the time. And to see Dana try to get, you know, basically the ability or rights to fight on this private island with the best fighters in the world, it just sounds like something out of the script of Mortal Kombat, and I just thought it was very hilarious.
Can you pull up that meme that you showed me?
Oh yeah, I gotta pull that meme up
with
with Dana Shang Tsung. It was so funny.
Yeah.
But
and hey, it's not gonna happen at the island on May 9th. It's like it's gonna happen in Florida. It's going down with a crazy fight card, 2 title fights, and a crazy heavyweight fight, and Pettis versus Cerrone rematch. That's the first fight on the pay-per-view. It's gonna be nuts, dude.
Yeah, speaking of, I mean, just going even back before the whole island thing and leading up to this big fight that we've been waiting for between Khabib and Tony, and to see it get canceled so many times, and for it to get canceled because of COVID, it just seems like
we saw it coming too. We knew it was gonna happen about a month up. We saw the signs, and it's like it's gonna be the 5th time. It's gonna
and it just had to happen.
And it's sad. We have been hyping each other for months for that fight, but you know what? They're trying to, like Dana said, they're going to be the first sport back, even though Disney and ESPN shut down UFC 249. It was supposed to happen in April at the Cali location. Apparently, it's going to be good to go May 9th. See, it's not official or confirmed yet. We don't have any insider over here. We're not reporting it. We just heard the same thing you have, and that is Dana's trying to make it happen May 9th between Tony Ferguson and Justin Gaethje main event. Henry Cejudo, Dominic Cruz co-main event for the bantamweight title. Jared Rosenstruck against Francis Ngannou, the scariest human being alive. That's not even the co-main event.
And Ngannou, wasn't there the video of Ngannou picking up the Shaq?
He lifted Shaq up. He lifted Shaq. It's the first time Shaq's ever been lifted up lifted him over his head. He could have body slammed, pile driven him on his face if he wanted to. Like, he's not even a wrestler. Never was. Never wrestled in his fights. All he does is take people's heads off. So that's like, and Rosenstruck's a beast too. That's like one of the best heavyweight fights you can make, and it's not even the co-main event. And then you got Pettis versus Cerrone, and it's like there's not gonna be fans, so this is gonna be so interesting. But obviously Ferguson versus Gaethje, main event. I mean, you could not ask for a better consolation, prize than the most anticipated fight in the world, which is Khabib and Tony. If you get, that's the 2 greatest lightweights of all time together in the cage that have been supposed to fight 5 times, have so much bad blood. Just get scheduled for years now. Neither one has lost in at least 8 years. Khabib's never lost. Tony hasn't lost in 8 years. All that, lead up and everything that gets canceled. Instead, you get the 2 most violent guys in the world in MMA, which is Tony and Gaethje, the highlight. I mean, what's he coming off 3 straight first-round knockouts against top 10 guys in the UFC. And now he has a little extra time to prepare for Tony, because if it happened on April 18th, supposed to, I said there's no way he makes it, past like 4 rounds. Corner's going to stop it again, guaranteed. He's just going to fade, and Tony's going to absolutely destroy him. Don't think he can knock him out. Now he has a little more time. I don't think he can knock him out. Maybe he survives the whole fight with enough conditioning, but I don't see it. I think Tony still systematically dismantles him late in the fight after absorbing some big shots. Maybe gets knocked down a couple times, barrel rolls, flips around like crazy, comes back, slice him up with elbows, either corner stoppage or chokes him out. And Justin Gaethje said the same thing. You know, when he signed on to fight, he said he's terrified. He said he thinks he can knock him out. If he hits him, he says he's going to go to sleep. You know, he says that, but he knows. He also said if he doesn't, he's probably going to get sliced up with elbows and get choked out, and that's just the reality of it. And it's going to be an amazing, awesome fight, the best fight action-wise that you can make in MMA right now. It's not the greatest fight, obviously, for history's sake, with Tony and Khabib, but it's the next best thing.
The Tony Khabib fight would have been lit. That would have been crazy.
It's going to happen still. Tony's going to win, and they're going to fight. I'll say it right now on the show. He's going to be just on a... This is just to show the world a little bit about... It's going to be his, you know... His
coming out party.
His, you know, his crowning achievement, yet he's had a lot of great performances, but Gaethje will be the best guy he's ever fought. And, you know, he's on a roll. Everyone knows about him, how tough he is. And it's going to be so fun to watch. The whole world should be watching, and it's going to be a great performance, I think, out of Tony. Still, he's getting up there in age. He's 36. I want to see him fight Khabib before he's not too old, but I know he still knows he's ready.
Gaethje got some heavy hands.
An amazing fight when it happens. It's going to be an awesome fight. Gaethje is an absolute animal.
Yeah, everyone's really anticipating that. And yeah, it's really sad to see Khabib not able to leave Russia, and I mean, anyway, we wouldn't have been able to see it anyway, just because.
I want to see it with fans in the stands.
Right, it had to be right. It had to be right.
This is something I can deal with no fans. It's just for the people.
Right.
All watching around the world, but Khabib and Tony has to happen with all the fans, and it has to be the biggest spectacle because it is the biggest, most anticipated fight in I think MMA history.
Right.
I think it's just that good. We've never had guys on an 8-fight win streak fight each other, let alone 10-fight, let alone 12-fight. Tony's gonna be on 13 now after this if he wins, which I think he will.
So the earliest he could
crazy.
fight is probably what, September-ish? Maybe.
Whenever, I know Khabib said it once August, whenever Ramadan. I don't think you could have fans by then. I just think maybe, you know.
That's probably a year out.
Yeah.
Yeah, year out. I would say if I'm looking hopeful, New Year's Eve. That's always one of their biggest cards of the year, if not the biggest, so that'd be awesome, but that's just being hopeful. But they might try to do it sooner with no fans, which, you know, Dana just wants to make it happen, and I hope it happens.
Idea.
You have to do it before it's too late, before Tony's too old, before Khabib retires or something. It has to happen. For both fighters' legacies, it has to happen. We have to know who's the greatest lightweight of all time. And I think whoever wins that fight is the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. And yeah, I mean, John Jones obviously hasn't lost still, but I think his last 2 performances were a little, so I think he's falling behind Khabib and Tony right now.
Yeah. So I think that's it. I think that's the show for today. We just wanted to definitely give you guys some insider analysis on the draft and what we thought about some of the moves that we confirmed earlier this week. Some speculation of the UFC, and it's just fun to speculate, especially when these things, we have no idea what's going to happen with sports. I mean, the show now is almost, you know, you would think things like ESPN, CBS Sports, and all these networks are running out of things to talk about now. There's only so many times you could talk about, you know, Brady and the Bucs. But that's why we get it once a week, and we can talk about the new topics and what's going on. So what's going on with you guys? Anything you guys want to shed light on? Anything you want to have a spiel over in COVID season? And speaking of COVID season, you know, I pray for all the families affected by COVID. There have been some individuals affected, and I know one that I heard earlier, Fred the Godson, rapper out of New York, RIP. I heard Dak's brother actually passed away too. I don't know if it's from COVID, but shout out to Dak Prescott and his family. But yeah, it's been affecting a lot of lives, and this is why we don't have sports anymore. But it's been a blessing. It's been great for us to be quarantined with our loved ones, and even if we're not with our loved ones, to be able to make the time to Skype and vid chat them when we probably wouldn't have done it this often in the past. So, you know, during these times of turmoil, these times of hardship, it brings us together as a, you know, as a human race, hopefully. But yeah, before I went on that rant about COVID. Yeah, anything you guys want to talk about? Anything you want to shed light on? Any spiels?
Nah, wash your hands. Other than that, just socially distance as best as you can, I guess. Get outside when you can, though. Although the weather over here has been like kind of trash.
Yeah, it'll brighten up soon.
Right now.
It's gonna brighten up soon, I think. And yeah, same thing. Just hope everyone out there watching, having a good time, staying inside with family, staying safe, healthy, and getting ready and excited for some sports to come back, because we'll be here whenever it does. And until then, we'll still be here with Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll always be here, and yeah, we'll try to have a show next week. Hopefully, we have some things to talk about. But yeah, if not, you'll always find us here on the stream. You know, we've been playing UFC a little bit, and that's why I wanted to talk about a little MMA talk. And yeah, you know, Fortnite, like always, Warzone. Hopefully, we can get Guru on the Warzone, play with us.
Oh, you're the boy.
But yeah, and then earlier today we went to Travis Scott concert on Fortnite too, so you can check that on the YouTube channel online.
Already over 100 views.
Already over 100 views. Our first video over 100 views. So apparently a lot of people love Travis Scott. I know I had a lot of fun at the concert, and I was there with Steve and Jelly. You know, it was a blast.
Just like in real life when we were at PPG Paints when I was on the Real Astro World Tour.
Just like in real life. And also you guys can go tomorrow morning. I believe it's at 7 in the morning for us on the West Coast. 10 a.m. Concert's at 10. If you guys log on for it then too, if you missed it today. But that's the show for today. Thanks a lot to my guest, who's Steve, Real Sports Guru, bringing you guys the hottest take in sports on the hottest sports topic. So until next time.
Peace. Guys.